What's up everybody, it's Matt from TDM Style here and welcome back to the channel for another review. And today we're having a look at Morris Motley Chrome. So if you've seen my review of the Morris Motley Treatment Styling Balm, you will know that I was not a massive fan of it, basically because it just swelled my hair too much and it made it like very grippy and tangly and just uncomfortable. So ever since I did that video, I've had a lot of people suggesting that I try Chrome because they basically told me that this is more so designed for people like me with thick hair, and so it should be easier to apply and all kinds of other stuff. So I've actually had this for probably a couple months now, so I've been using it a lot, testing it out under all sorts of conditions, and I've been meaning to review it for a while, so I'm happy to be here finally talking about it, so let's get right into it. Starting out with packaging, this is the same as the Treatment Styling Balm, and so when you first get it, it does come in this nice little cardboard box, and then inside there, of course, you have your 3.5 ounce plastic jar, the white jar with the black lid and the minimalist black text on the front. So here we've just got Morris Motley Chrome Firm Shine, 100 grams, 3.52 ounces. Then around the back you have this little blurb about the product. It says, a multitasking treatment product that delivers firm, pliable hold for all hair types and styles. Creates weightless shine and moisturizes the hair and scalp while you use it. Now it doesn't say it on the jar, but it says on the outside of the box, it says something like helps to control thick hair or something. And whereas the Treatment Styling Balm mentions something else like helps to thicken the hair. So this does say that it should be better for folks with thick hair on it. Alright, and everybody's favorite category, scent. Smells like Morris Motley. That very unique scent that originally I said bazooka bubblegum, and I'm still kind of sticking to that, although with this particular one, I don't know if it's any different or if it's just I've kind of adjusted to the smell, but this one smells a little bit more on the citrusy side to me. It's that same, oh, that's Morris Motley, like that's the smell. Just sweet, a little bit citrusy, a little bit bubblegummy. It's a nice smell. All right, now briefly a bit about the ingredients. This is technically water-based. In the first slot, we have citrus Aurantium Amara, or bitter orange, flower extract Aqua. Mouthful, once again, but so technically it's water-based. Then we've got some olive oil, more olive fruit oil, all kinds of different forms of olive oil, jojoba esters, somewhere in here, okay, bentonite. This also does have silica in it, which is something that you'll find in products like anti-frizz products and things. That's basically a smoothing agent. Yeah, so basically it's water-based, but then there's just packed full of all kinds of oils. There's some bentonite, and I don't actually see any waxes or anything in this list. I could be missing something. I'll put the entire list of ingredients in the description box below, so in case I do miss something, you'll be able to find it there. Alright, so with all that stuff out of the way, let's actually crack into the jar and see how this stuff applies and how it works. So as far as the scoop and the breakdown, scooping it out of the jar is easy. It's fairly soft. I wouldn't say it's as soft as the Treatment Styling Balm. It's a little bit more firm than that. And to me, it does feel quite waxy in the hands as you're breaking it down. Although it is pretty slick, it's a little bit sticky, so you can feel a little bit of grip there, but it's nothing too tacky in the hands. Now, applying this to the hair is thankfully much easier for me and my hair type than the Treatment Styling Balm was. This stuff glides in no problem at all. As I mentioned, to me it has a very waxy feel to it, which is interesting considering there's no actual wax in the formula. So it has a little bit of stickiness to it, but it's really, there's like no tug or pull. It's nice. Although I have noticed that if I try to apply this stuff to my hair when it's like curly, like if I've let it air dry or something, then it tugs and pulls like crazy. But as long as I have first blow dried my hair and smoothed it out, then it applies with ease. Now the directions say to layer the product in liberally to create more hold and more shine, and I do definitely recommend that you start small and layer this. Now, applying the second scoop, I can definitely feel the grippiness a bit more. I can feel the hold setting in, but that still, thankfully, doesn't really translate to tug or pull. It still applies pretty comfortably. Now, as far as the texture, I think it's pretty good. It's similar to a clay product. I mean, it does have bentonite in it, so I guess technically you could call this a clay product. Although for me, I find that it does create a little bit more strand separation for me, so it is kind of like an in-between a clay and a wax in terms of texture. As far as the shine goes, I don't really see any shine. I mean, when I like first apply it to my hair, it has kind of a natural shine. It definitely has more shine than the Treatment Styling Balm does, but once the product totally dries, for me it becomes a matte finish. And you know, I've tried upwards of like 3 scoops just to see, and it does, I guess, increase the shine very slightly, but to me, the farthest I would go is to call it maybe a natural shine. So if you are worried about this being like a high shine product and that was kind of making you shy away from it, it is not a high shine product by any stretch. Now, in terms of the hold and pliability, the hold is definitely good. I would say that a firm hold is pretty accurate. It does last all day, so as you can see here, we're at the about 8-hour mark, and my hair is basically exactly where it left off, and it is still pliable where I can run my fingers through it, I can restyle it, and it works pretty well. However, what I've noticed and what I'm hoping comes across in this demo footage here is something that's a bit odd about it is that after, you know, like maybe a couple hours after it's been in my hair for a while, and it goes through this kind of shift where that bit of natural shine that it had totally disappears, and the texture like kind of lightens up a little bit or something. It's weird. Like for me, the ends of my hair that were very coated nicely and had some separation from that kind of waxy texture of the product, they tend to dry up more than I would expect, and so I have a little bit of, I don't know, it's hard to call it frizziness because it's really not, but it's kind of frizziness like at the ends of my strands here. So not a deal breaker or anything, but just something to be aware of. Now, in terms of the washout, this is a water-based product, and I found that it does come mostly out with like warm water, but for me it doesn't come completely out without a little bit of a shampoo. And lastly, we can talk a bit about price. Now, obviously, this is the point of contention for a lot of people. I mean, if you're looking at Morris Motley's website, it's like 50 Australian dollars, which is about $40 US, and then you're looking at whatever kind of international shipping that they're going to whack you with on top of that. However, some good news. So we used to have a US distributor at Thomas Wages, and they were selling it for $35 plus $10 shipping, so it came out to 45 bucks. From what I understand, they are no longer carrying this product, and now the new US distributor is this place called Fleekfellows. So the people over at Fleekfellows are actually who reached out to me and offered to send me this product to review. So I have their website listed down below for you, and they carry basically Morris Motley. They've got some Bivalane products, they've got Bearded Man Co. and the Groomed Man Co. stuff, and their shipping is very reasonable on a lot of things, and they do offer free shipping on a lot of qualifying orders. So as far as Chrome and the Treatment Styling Balm are concerned, they have it for $39, and that's free shipping inside the US. They do also sell their travel sizes, so you know, this is the full 3.5 ounce one. They also offer their travel sizes of these, which are 1.76 ounces, and those come in at $26, which sounds expensive for a travel size thing, but it's basically almost 2 ounces, so I guess I kind of understand that. I mean, it's still, the travel size is still a pretty big jar. Alright, so overall thoughts on Morris Motley Chrome. I definitely like it way more than the Treatment Styling Balm for my hair type. I mean, as I mentioned in that other video, I understand why a lot of people really love the balm, and I'm sure it works stupendously for people who have finer or thinner hair types, but if you have thick hair, definitely, and you're thinking of trying one of these out, definitely try Chrome instead of the Treatment Styling Balm. You know, as I mentioned, I think it does have a firm hold. I don't really think it has shine. Maybe a natural shine at best if you layer it in a bit, but that doesn't bother me. I like matte products anyway. Smells great. I like the packaging. It's minimalistic and just sharp looking. Looks good on your shelf. But, you know, to me, is it worth the price still? I don't know. I mean, I am happy with the pricing of Fleekfellows, because I mean, if you're gonna buy Morris Motley and you live in the US, that's the place to go, because that's absolutely the cheapest price at which you'll find it. But, you know, at the end of the day, do I think that this is worth essentially $40? We'll round it up $1. Do I think that 3.5 ounces of this product is worth $40? I don't know. Maybe? Not really. I mean, if, like, for example, I have other products in my collection, some of which I am going to be reviewing very soon, that are cheaper than this, same size jar, so same amount of product, but considerably cheaper, and to me, like, work equivalently as well or even better, at least for my hair type. So it's hard for me to justify saying, like, yeah, spend $40 on this, because I think it's like the greatest product known to man and that you should just buy it regardless of the price tag? No. But with that being said, I do think it's a good product. So if you have $40 that's burning a hole in your pocket and you're dying to try Morris Motley and see if you like it, then yeah, by all means buy it, because it is a good product. I will say though, definitely if you do decide to get this, it takes some experimentation, because like the first time that I cracked it open and used it, I was like, holy shit, this is so good, it's so much better than the Treatment Styling Balm, I have to review it immediately. But I'm glad I didn't do that, because it took a few days for me to learn, like, well, I really need to use this amount, and then this happens later throughout the day as the product shifts and all that. So it does take some experimentation to really learn how it works best, and I feel like that's something that'll be particular to your hair type. So I would say that there's a bit of a learning curve to it. So that wraps things up for this review of Morris Motley Chrome. I hope that you guys enjoyed this. I'm glad I finally was able to get to it. And as I mentioned, I have lots of other products in my queue as well. And sneak peek, one of the ones that I was just talking about is the Fuertes clay, and I am super, super excited to review that one. So that one's coming up very soon. So if you haven't already, please do hit that subscribe button down below to keep up to date with all that upcoming content. And as always, thank you guys so much for coming by and watching, and we'll see you at the next one.